Welcome everybody here to X Games in Los Angeles. This is the GRC Lytes about to get underway. The LCQ about to kick off, and we've got 4 guys in this race: Austin Dine, Harry Chung, Alexander Westland and Jeff Sykes. We've got 2 guys from here in LA, 1 from San Francisco, and Westland, well, he's come all the way from Sweden. He's starting with the green headlights on his car. The return, though, is the story is all about Austin Dine. There he is in the number 99 car, the 21-year-old. He had a big off during the heats, and as you can see, they've taped that door up. I rather fancy, Jen, it is a 1-door car. He can't get out of his door. He might have to crawl over the transmission tunnel and get out if there's a problem out of the other car. But this is our LCQ 4-lapper. Top 2 will go to the final.
The thing that I love about this series is that these cars are all exactly the same. 310 horsepower, all-wheel drive, sequential transmissions, mid-engine, all the same power, all the same weight, and it's all just comes down to great driving. Awesome developmental series that the GRC is doing this year, GRC Lytes. As you can see, Austin had a problem in the heat races, hit the wall and had a bit of damage there. But with 10 cars in the paddock, you can find some parts to put it back together. Very much so, yeah. You don't need to do a bank robbery. You could do a rally car parts robbery, couldn't you? This is a stick-up. I need your suspension, and that's exactly maybe what they did. Now, the problem that we've got, that we're hearing, is that there's no communication between Dine and his spotter. It's regulatory, Jen, that they have the spotter in radio communication at any time that they're out there on the racetrack. But he now has radio communication. The spotter has established contact as we approach this 4-lap last chance qualifier. 30-second board now being shown to these guys. Austin Dine, he's got the inside line, but you could argue that Sykes on the outside, on the right-hand side in the blue and black car, might have the better run down to the big, long, booming, biggest corner that we've had of the championship so far. Turn 1 here at Irwindale. 4 laps about to get underway. Brilliant reaction time from Dine and from Westland, and indeed it is the Swede who leads into the first corner. Bit of bumping, bit of boring, bit of nudging, bit of pushing, bit of sliding. Look at the way that Sykes has gone round the outside, and he has got up into 2nd position, and it looks like they are all in control. So Westland leads it at the moment from Chung.
Look at them come through this first dirt section here. One of the things we noticed when we got here this morning, they have 2 different kinds of dirt. This is a bit of a clay section. They just wet it down and it's a little bit slippery. We'll see how they handle it the first time through. This is the corner that caught Austin Dine out in practice that we're looking at right now with Westland leading through.
And it looks like the door is already coming open on Dine's car. Indeed it is. They're giving him a black flag as he completes the first lap. So Westland, the 18-year-old, leads this race from Harry Chung, the 35-year-old. There's the door flapping in the wind. He's going to have to go into the stop-go penalty, and in fact he's pulling out immediately. He's out of this race. So 3 cars left. I remind you, top 2 will advance, and with Westland and Chung in those first 2 positions, they got a chance to get on the back of the grid for the final.
This is a great performance by Westland. He's a very talented young racer from Sweden, 18 years old, and has been competing in the Folk Race Series, which is a grassroots rallycross series in Sweden. Good friends with a couple other drivers in the field, but you know, Chung's not making this easy for him.
Certainly not, certainly not. And Westland, he's had some results so far this year. He had a 5th at New Hampshire, and he had a 3rd at Bristol just a couple of weekends ago. So then on to this sort of, as you say, Jen, it's not really sandy dirt, it's more, I call it road base, more stones, more sort of hardcore, and now they're onto the dirt. Oh, a bit of a Scandinavian flick for the Scandinavian. It wasn't quite perfect, but he retains the lead of this race.
Chung is pushing him really hard, and he doesn't really need to here. The top 2 cars are going to advance, and he's carrying a lot of dirt and debris on his windshield. If he just backs off a little bit, he has a better shot of a nice clean run into the final. Right now, he's covered in dirt and is obstructing his own visibility.
Last lap, just 2/3 of a lap to go in this last chance qualifier. Chung doesn't need necessarily to go for the maneuver, but there is an opportunity. Oh, Chung might get the power down, and they touch once, they touch twice as they come over the jump into the hairpin again. Westland stays on the inside. So these two will progress as he comes around this brilliantly designed final corner, and he goes through to the final. And a great result for Harry Chung. He's never been in a GRC Rallycross Lytes final before, but he is today. First for everybody.
Good for him. This is the third competition in the GRC Lytes series. It's happening at all of the domestic rounds of the Global Rallycross Championship as a companion series, development series, mostly for young drivers. Really great performance there from Westland in the LCQ.
A bit of creeping. We didn't see the lights. We can't quite see the lights from where our commentary position is, but yeah, Chung really did lean on them through that first corner. As Westland on his cooling down lap, on his way in, this is him racing in the last half a lap. Chung leaning once, twice, a bit of flexibility in the fiberglass bodywork for these cars, and they can get away with a bit.
Yeah, as the two of them go over the jump there, you got to watch that kind of move. That is a kind of move. It was side-to-side contact, but just barely. That's the kind of move. If Chung was just a half a car length back, that would be that'd spin Westland out, and it would be considered a pit maneuver and a black flag. So that's the kind of thing we're looking for not to happen.
So now we look forward to the final for the Global Rallycross Lytes, the final of 8 drivers over 10 laps soon.
FYI, we will have a dedicated autograph session. So for you fans, we'll have a dedicated autograph session after the medal ceremonies, after the respective media and press conferences. There will be a 45-minute session, only 45 minutes. We love to get everybody autographed, but these drivers actually have a round of competition in Atlanta, so the teams are going to break down, and they got to start heading east to Atlanta, Georgia, as we are seeing some fans still streaming in here for our 4th Rallycross Super Car Final, and of course our 4th Rallycross Lytes Final. There are your drivers there. It looks like that's our lights. So when we
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
To defend freedom and democracy around the world.
I proudly serve the country's Navy combat team.
Honor, courage, and commitment. I am committed to excellence and the fair treatment of all. We are Americans.
Now we prepare for the Global Rallycross Lytes final here at X Games Los Angeles. We've got 8 drivers going to be battling over 10 laps for the gold, silver and bronze. And this is how they line up. Veman on the front row with Sebastian Eriksson, Kevin Eriksson and Mitchell de Jong. He's fast as anything. On the second row, it's Nitis. He's new and he's fast. And then we have got Avdogic. He is on the number 4. And then on the third row, Alexander Westland and Harry Chung. They have just advanced from the LCQ a few moments ago. So, as we prepare, they've got the 32nd board. These cars all equal in specification, but still a lot of power under their right foot. And we've got some very, very quick guys in there as well, particularly Mitchell de Jong. He's just 15 years old from the USA and a star for the future. Likewise, Avdogic, he's 44 years old and he comes from Istanbul in Turkey. There's a lot of creeping on the grid. Let's see if anybody did make a jump start, but as they come down to the first corner, it looks like Eriksson is going to get swarmed and he's going to get bumped and he's going to get passed. And indeed, it's Veman who leads this race at the moment as they try and get around the hairpin cleanly, and they do.
It's a challenge. These cars are all evenly matched. You put your foot down and you've got just as much power as the guy beside you. So it all comes down to driving. And the cars that are in the back here, when they get into pack racing like this, it just slows you down. It's really hard to see through the dust. Somebody hit some barrier there, but it looks like some hydro just went flying. Taking the shortcut was a very, very good move there by Veman. Now he's going to be way out front and have a chance to run some clean racing while everybody else struggles to race. We're seeing a black flag shown there, and the red, I believe, to Sebastian Eriksson. He'll be forced to serve a stop-and-go penalty.
Okay, so here's your leader, Veman, the Finn, leading here as he comes off the tarmac onto the gravel. It's quite sort of shaly through here, quite stony. A lot of gravel rash will be clattering underneath the car. Enormous amount of noise that will be going on inside the car there as he comes around. He's already taken the Joker, so he's got to go the long way now. Here we are. Ooh, he's struggling there, isn't he? You can see they put a lot of water down after the LCQ a few moments ago to try and quell and quench the dust. Trouble is, that can then turn it into this very slippery, clay-like surface where the guys can have no grip at all.
The course is tough. We're seeing a lot of dust and a lot of mud at the same time. That's one of the challenges of Rallycross. We've got a course with 30% dirt, and the The rest is tarmac, and it's a transition on all the transitions between dirt and tarmac. They're going to struggle with traction, and every time they get to a corner, it's going to be a different challenge.
Here is the battle for second, third and fourth position. We've got Ericsson, we've got Westland, and we've got De Jong as they are halfway around this third. And De Jong takes the shortcut. You can see him at the top of your screen, and it works for De Jong as he comes up to that second position. Wow, a 15-year-old. He's not allowed to drive on the public highway, and he's in a silver position at the moment.
De Jong, despite being only 15 years old, is an experienced racer. He's a defending Torque Pro Buggy champion. And you know he's got to deal with his parents. He's only in the 10th grade. He's got to keep his grades up or he's not allowed to race. So I guess he's done okay this year.
Now there's a sort of Damocles hanging over your head during the week, isn't it? You've got to do your schoolwork, but we'll let you go rallying and you might get an X Games medal by the end of the weekend. That's pretty cool.
So in the middle of the screen, there, the red car, we're seeing Sebastian Ericsson still out on course, and every time he comes past the flag stand, which is just in front of him here, he's being shown a black flag. He has not obeyed the black flag. He's going to have to go into the penalty box this time, or he's going to be disqualified. We'll see what happens. Hopefully his spotters on the radio to him warning him that his race could very well be over right now.
Okay, coming around that long left-hand, he's got to go right into the penalty box. There it is. He locks up, he stops, he goes, and he's had to give away those positions. He's still got a chance of a medal, though. We are on lap 5 of 10 at the moment. There is your leader, as Veman, the Finn, the flying Finn. Do they ever not fly, Jen? That's the question. We're going to be seeing Ikonen soon with the global Rallycross cars in a few minutes' time. And he's quick.
There's a quote in Rallycar racing. What is it? Very heavy right feet and empty heads in the Finns. But these guys are very good. He is a protege of Marcus Grönholm, and he's shown incredible potential this year in Rallycross. This is a development series. Joni Wiman has won the first 2 rounds. He's in his third and looking to get a medal.
Yes, dominating in New Hampshire and at Bristol a couple of weekends ago. And here he is at really the showcase event of this 2013 season for the GRC Lytes cars. And on the weekend that has seen Rally Finland, otherwise known as the Thousand Lakes, take place, encapsulating the whole of Finland over the last few days. So, as we see bronze medal battling going on here, we've got Westland in that bronze medal position, and Ericsson, who had that stop-go penalty, working his way back up to the possibility of a bronze.
So hard to do when you watch the field go by because you're serving your penalty, but I shouldn't let officials hear me say this, but he did kind of a smart thing by delaying that penalty. He managed to get that penalty in the best racing position he possibly could, get as much ground as he could before he went in there, and then use the time he had left in the race to try and claw it back. We'll have to see what happens. He's taken the joker. He's lost all of his shortcut opportunities here. As they go past a spun-out car, that's Harry Chung, unfortunately, who's stopped in the wall there. Looks like he'll get it going again. These guys never give up.
Okay, Harry Chung, first time in a final for the GRC Lytes. And a man who certainly knows what he's doing behind the wheel. 6th place finisher in the 2012 Ferrari World Challenge. I've seen those guys race at Mugello in Italy, and they are absolutely nose to tail. There's nothing between them. So Chung's got in the final of something completely different here with the GRC Lytes. Okay, lap 8 of 10, we are on. The leader, the Finn, still is just miles ahead of the rest. Nobody's really close. If I count 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, I'd say, back to De Jong in second place and silver.
This is the kind of driving that we see from Wiman. He's clean and he's tactical, and you know, he's working under this tutelage of Marcus Grönholm. That's kind of what I'm going to expect to see from him, and it'll be really exciting if, when he is satisfied with his victories in this class, he moves into the supercar class.
Well, that'd be great to see. He's 19 years old at the moment. He's had some circuit racing experience in the 2010 Formula Renault series in the UK, a series that saw, for example, Lewis Hamilton winning before he made his meteoric debut in Formula One back in 2007. So there's some grounding for the Finn there. Plus, as you say, Jen, having a 2-time World Rally Champion putting his weight behind you in the shape of Marcus Grönholm, that's just fever.
It's a great development series. I'm really happy looking at the standings here. As second place, De Jong. Oh, wow!
He's lost the whole steering, and Westland won't have any chance to get through there. The whole of the front wheel was tucked underneath the wheel arch. He's going to limp it to the line. This is the battle for third position. Maybe he's going to have an opportunity to hold that fourth. Oh no, because Eriksson's going to come past. Kevin Eriksson is going to come past. As Sebastian Eriksson is going to make sure he's going to get third on the bronze medal. But the winner over the line has been Veerman. He takes the gold medal here ahead of De Jong in second place. Sebastian Eriksson gets third, Kevin Eriksson fourth position, and Westland getting fifth. Oh no, not even getting to the line, in fact. There's a complete mess at the front of that car. But Veerman now makes it New Hampshire, Bristol, and now Los Angeles. Winning, winning, winning. He has dominated the summer of 2013.
He has very good driver, very clean, and you know, right off the start, strong performance from Veerman.
Okay, so Veerman on the far side of that front row. There was a lot of creeping there from Sebastian Eriksson, but Veerman with the blue and white car with the black roof, he kept his line on the inside, and he managed to hold it. And he then got a wise manoeuvre done very early on by taking the Joker. And it was on the first lap of the 10 that we had here at Irwindale, and he just had a clear view all the way, didn't he, Jen?
Very smart move to go in there first, and then Eriksson finally takes this penalty, stop and go. The traffic goes by, and he's going to have to fight his way back.
And this was the battle for bronze, but by then, look at the front wheel on the green and black car of Westland. And Swede passes Swede, and Eriksson came through. But this was Veerman taking the gold medal here at Irwindale. Second position going to Mitchell de Jong, and third place to Sebastian Eriksson. What a result for Veerman. That is his third GRC Lytes race. New Hampshire, Bristol, and now LA have gone to the Finn.